Yes, everyone, my name is Stephen Howson. This is 5 things that we learnt watching Manchester United take the absolute piss out of everyone and annoy us and ruin our weekends on the opening day of the Premier League season for the clubs that was in Europe. In at number 1. Shaw and Lindelof Caught, daydreaming. Palace scored their first goal with a very simple cross right across the front of the 6-yard box from one side to the other, and absolutely no one was in a position to clear it, deal with it or prevent the threat. Absolute basics, and we didn't deal with it. Lindelof and Shaw, for me, were the big problem in that one because the ball was crossed it was hopeful. It wasn't like it was the greatest cross ever. It was just put into an area that we should have known something was coming. Luke Shaw's 2-3 yards off his man. The cross wasn't stopped by Lindelof. Arguably, Fosu Mensah probably wasn't in the right position after being dragged out a little bit earlier, but it was 3 against 2. United had the numbers. We should have been able to deal with that. That's a very, very basic thing that they should have been able to just manage. It was an absolute shambles of a performance from the entire back four. Maguire, I don't know if his head's elsewhere, thinking about the court case that's still pending over his head. But he was searching around for help, wondering, who am I playing with? And actually didn't even put in the best performance himself either. Number 2. The Tellers news is very much welcome. Luke Shaw's form actually picked up and he put in some genuinely good performances post-lockdown and pre the end of the season. He got a lot of credit for pretty ordinary performances, but he actually did turn the corner and he did actually put in some good performances where he was effective at both ends of the pitch as a left-back. But we didn't see this yesterday where he did not return to that form. 0 chance created. 24 backward passes, 67 short passes, 0 out of 3 crosses, but 4 out of 4 take-ons. Crystal Palace created 10 chances from open play today. 1 from their left, 1 from the back post, and 1 towards the left flank. Luke Shaw didn't even have a lot to do. He won 1 out of 1 tackles, but it was out of position a lot. Alex Telles, Reguilon, those guys are targets for a reason. Now, whatever Solskjaer may or may not come out and say, whatever he does, whatever he comes out and defends, whatever words he uses, remember this is the guy that supposedly asked Young to stay, Sanchez to stay, Lukaku to stay, but fuck them all off out of the door. Same with Chris Smalling. Solskjaer is a baby-faced assassin, not just because of how he looks. I think he's also the baby-faced assassin because he's out here absolutely murdering people. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Luke Shaw's face on the chopping block if someone like Tellers does come in. Number 3, Crystal Palace exposed a slow transfer window for United. Now, you're going, hang on, Steve, look, that 11 was good enough. Totally agree. I thought it was a weird selected 11, but that 11 was still very much comfortably good enough to deal with Crystal Palace. And as much as you can explain away every single one of the goals, fundamentally, United had the lion's share of possession and didn't create anywhere near enough clear-cut chances. I think it was actually 2 big chances created each, which is clearly not good enough for the absolute lion's share of possession that United enjoyed. Now, when I say that they exposed our poor transfer recruitment, what I mean by that is Sancho over Dan James, huge upgrade. Anyone at left-back is a huge upgrade. Even Van der Beek coming in earlier in the window probably gives Paul Pogba that day off that we spoke about, that I mentioned several times. Pogba's had the Rona, let's just play Van der Beek. We didn't play Van der Beek. For what reasons? I don't fucking know. But if we do our business early, we have our ducks lined up in a row, the season starts. I mean, we can point to Chelsea. Chelsea have done a lot right in this window. And one of the things that they had right is even before the end of the window, they had the end of last season because of how long it ran on for. They had players in there training with them, ready for when the new season starts. And I think it makes a huge difference. Manchester United are potentially going to go all the way into October before we finally pull the trigger on some targets that we've wanted for over a fucking year. It got exposed a little bit today. Signings need sorting out sooner rather than later. And I swear to God, if we get all the way to the end of this fucking window and pay what Dortmund asked us to do in the fucking first place, what is the fucking point? Number 4, we need to be ruthless. Bruno Fernandes created 5 chances for United yesterday. 5. United only created 11 entirety as a team, and he created half of those by himself. We only had 2 big chances yet coming away from the game, having scored just one goal. It's fucking shite. We had 76% possession. 3 times more than what Crystal Palace had. 3 times more. And come away with 25% of the goals. How did they come away with more shots on target with 5 than United's 4? We had 17 shots and only managed to get 4 of them on target. Now, the actual conversion of shots and goals, it's bang on. 25% of your on target shots. Sweet. But so many of them just being fucking wasted. 9 of the shots that we taken were outside the box. 4 of the 7 shots that we took in the box were off target. It's just not good enough. It's just plain and simple, not fucking good enough. It doesn't help that Crystal Palace sit in a low block, but it's not acceptable to just dismiss it by saying they played in a low block. Guess what? Teams, they're allowed. They're allowed to play in a low block. There's nothing wrong with playing in a low block, especially when they come and get the result against us at Old Trafford like they just did. We've got to be more ruthless with our chance creation. We've got to be more ruthless with getting the ball into feet. So many times I saw United like, should I have a shot? Nah, let's pass it 3 more times. What the fuck are we playing at? Get the fucking shot off. Number 5, let's end it on a high. Ish. Van der Beek looked good. 1 shot, 1 on target. See how ruthless? 1 goal. It's a great goal. 14 attacking third passes, which was more than Dan James, who played a full half. He received the ball 23 times, made 23 passes in total, and 100% of his tackles completed. Those are good numbers. Why the fuck didn't he start? I get easing him into it, this, that, and the other. We lost our opening game. We could have done a lot better with that. He played 23 minutes. Arguably man of the match. Oh for 1. 37 to go. Where are we going to end up? I predict us second, with a big fat caveat of us signing all the players that we were linked to. I think Thiago might have even been one of them. Everybody around us is moving. Everybody around us is strengthening. Everybody around us is taking steps forward. We haven't signed someone who's a guaranteed starter, as he proved today. They picked McTominay over him. Solskjaer's tactics were not right today. Solskjaer's selection was not right today. The players' attitude, fitness was not right today. Without sounding like David Moyes, Manchester United need to get better at passing, tackling, shooting, running, dribbling, heading, defending, attacking, and managing a game. Fuck's sake. Laters.